He's a Cannes Award winner. He has been to Cannes a few times. He's a all rounder in advertisement and ad guru. VK Anil Kumar, the versatile ad man. One thing which I liked about Anil ji is that he's 24/7 creative. I've been
Right.
listening and watching many things that is coming on Facebook, as in which have a lot of creative and humorous sparks, which keeps us enthusiastic and energized. I'll share that enthusiasm with you. Welcome, Anil ji.
Thank you very much, Ashish. And it's my pleasure to be, interviewed by a friend whom we know each other for so many years. But I think it took many years to actually come face to face.
Face
Otherwise,
to face.
yeah, right. But it is a pleasure that you are letting me share my experiences and my journey with people who matter who want to be part of this journey again. Thank you.
Certainly, as
Thanks
in
a lot.
it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
why should the energy be restricted to between you and me? I think it should be
Completely. Yeah,
shared
yes.
with
Yes,
the
yes, yes,
entire.
yes.
Winning can is an adman's dream. So you have done that in the very early stage of your life. So what next? I would like to know what's your dream. What are the things that you do on a daily basis? What are your habits that make you reach there?
Just to be very frank, this advertising, uh, I think I got into this industry, this field, because it's in a way an extension of my hobby, and people have heard that many times. But yeah, and again, another thing is that when you are enjoying what you're doing, you are not really working. So I basically write, I basically paint, I am into acting, and I like write poetry, reading, yeah, of course, yeah. So one place where I thought that I can get all these things together and make use of it, it is advertising. Otherwise, there are places where you can show one of your skills, but in advertising you get to show all of them together. And as you said, winning a can, so it's like an Oscar for the advertising person. So I've got it uh, twice, and a couple of times I've got merit, Cannes Lion merit also. So it's like the shortlisted for, it's like almost being there. It didn't get convert into metal, but the last one I got was for two of my radio spots. A very interesting one, very dear to me, because again, this is one of the very tough categories. Um, and what next would be, now that I have ticked outdoor, I have ticked print, I have ticked radio. So I want to win, of course, a can land for my film, and digital, of course. I can't, leave that behind. What is it that keeps me, going? For me, creativity is not something that I am dependent on a client's brief. Creativity is a process that I enjoy every day, every moment, every time I look around. Anything that my eyes capture or my ears capture, I try to look something creative in it. So it's like almost every day I write a line or two, uh, a poem once a month for sure. I paint, and I even make sculptures or murals. So whatever comes my way, and I feel that creativity, that particular object or subject needs my creativity, I lend it. So it's an opportunity to give my brain, um, a reason to have fun. So that is it. So I'm enjoying the process. So it is never a burden on my end. For me, creativity is not something that is limited to a certain kind of art or literature. Generally, when you talk about creativity, you associate it with that something that is visible, or it is like a dance program is creative, a painting is creative, or a performance is creative, singing is creative, but there is creativity in everyday life. Everybody, without knowing that they are creative, they tend to be creative. I think one of the most common creative person in our life is like our mother. Our mothers, they, the way they make their kids have food, or especially drink, make them drink milk. Even kids, we don't know how they are reacting to certain things, yeah, but we know that they, without knowing that it is creativity, they come up with so many interesting, solutions.
How is Anilji before can and after can?
Khalil Gibran, the great philosopher, I think he said that when you achieve a dream, you kill a dream. So I killed one dream when I got my first can, but that didn't change me as a person or anything. It just made me more confident ki okay, matlab, I have ticked one of my boxes, and now there are so many other. And I think the the beauty about winning something is that you want to win more. So uh, why, it's like, why should I stop now that I know that I can win, and and who is a winner? Winner is someone who performs his best, so after can, I wanted to win more. And so if you have to win more, you can't be mediocre. You have to be brilliant, you have to raise the bar. And it only helps you, in a way it helps you, and it helps the client, uh, because we are in a business of providing solutions to the client. So eventually it has to help the client. Winning an award should be linked to client's performance as well.
Yeah, I think because you are breathing creativity, because I see that in whatever you do. Because at times I get the surprise of painting. I can see one behind you,
Yeah,
and the next day you will show your creativity in cooking. We will
yeah.
see one mantra that you can give to the new aspirants in advertising. I think probably being creative the way you are.
As I said, Ashish, I think we also connected because of something that, you know pulled us each other. See, things that you do, things that I do. Okay, we wanted to, enjoy more of each other's work, and more than that, understand each other's work. Because we both have to be good audience as well, to be, uh, to be connected in that space. So if you are a good performer, or you are a good writer, or you are a good painter, and as an audience I understand what you're doing, I am also creative. Because understanding creativity also needs some creativity. When you feel that, oh my god, this I have to be creative because I have to earn my salary, then you are not being honest towards creativity. Now you are forcing yourself. It has to be relished, it has to be enjoyed. Like, you're talking about the painting, and there is one more thing. It's um, it's a mural, or a wooden sculpture, or whatever you can call. I actually asked my carpenter to make a some bookshelf, and whatever pieces were left, I kept it. And because I could see some shape in those pieces. Okay, but those pieces were lying with me for around 3-4 years. Yeah, and and people at home, they were like fed up. Ki, what is this? Yeah, why are you, collecting garbage? And it is what exactly do you want to do? Give it to someone, they'll burn, and make some food out of it. But I knew that there is an art form that is hidden, and when the time comes, I will create what needs to be created. So finally, the day came, and when I start making it, I just sit at a stretch and I just make it. The more people I meet, the more meanings I get out of what I created. I must be inspired by so many other things that has happened in my life, and I'm just putting them together.
Mhm.
So I can see what I want to see or I wanted to see. But there are many other angles to it. So I just invite people to give their opinion and their point of view.
And the interesting part is that you are not limiting yourself to a painting or a sculpture, or I've seen some of your works on empty bottles. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so things, whatever you
So
find
even those,
around
yeah.
you, do something creative. Yeah, sorry.
No, yeah, it's true. Like these wooden pieces, those hanging bottles you saw, they were lying with me for around 8 years. There is something that is calling me to create out of it. So one day I just created. I just hung those bottles, and it was okay. So there are people who came to my house, took photographs, and they also did the same thing.
These are the things that attract different personalities. So because I've seen many versatile personalities coming into your house in your videos, and
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
yeah, some of them are like, I was very interested to watch that lockdown video where
Yeah, that
uh,
was my dream thing, Ashish. I don't, you won't believe, being a Malayali, to celebrate two of our festivals, Onam and Vishu. It's a dream. We even though it is only about eating, but we all look forward to it. Not because we are going to, have it. We are going to invite uh, our friends and watch them enjoy the food. And for so many years, it's been like. I have been inviting friends home. Even when I was in school, my dad was, in the Air Force. So we're posted in most of the time outside Kerala only. So friends from all over India used to be invited home, and as in because non-Malayalis, I'm saying. So and they still remember those the sadhya, the feast. If I fail to invite someone, they will feel offended. Hey, what is this here? You didn't invite me here. So this time I wanted, because of the situation was such. I thought ki this is one time when nobody can actually get out of the house, and still we are having a sadhya. That would be something really different. Yeah. So I all my friends, they are from my school. They are my classmates from KV Yalanka. So we all did our 10th and 12th together. Then we were staying inside Air Force Station Yalanka. You would be knowing Yalanka is like a in 86, 88, it used to be a very, very beautiful place. Now it is completely crowded, and Bangalore was known as and it actually was a garden city, in its true sense. So all my friends, I directed them from their homes how to take a video, and most of them are defense officer. They are like most of them have software guys, medicine, and they don't have any clue about how a film is made. And so, but in spite of that, they took all the directions from me, and the retakes. And they said कि, अरे यार क्या कराएगा यार, well, come on यार, मतलब my parent, मतलब my family members are saying कि what are you doing all alone. So thankfully it came out really well, and it was even featured in one of the magazines. It's not a masterpiece in the sense of movie making or anything, because we know there are 15 other people involved in, they are only handling cameras, and they are only shooting and all the angles and all that. So but I didn't even want to force them so much, that because we had to meet the deadline, and then when you are in that field, you understand you have to get it right every time. Like this, people who are not, they will say, अरे अनिल यार, you can do this ना, ऐसा कर देना, मतलब
manage.
yeah, manage करना. You keep doing things like that. So So ठीक है,
No,
but
but
they
that's
all
not
cooperated.
easy. Yeah, that's not
No,
easy. You see, holding the
yeah,
camera and behaving or
right,
being
right.
you.
Right, right, right. So it is very tough on their part. And we have, 100 given 100 options for many things. Yeah, as in be it a client's brief or a retake or a film or whatever. So we are used to giving options. So till we get it right. So, but those people are not used to this kind of option and all. I don't think in defense there are option. Once a bullet is loaded, it is fired. That's it. You don't have an option to take it back.
What I quickly connect to is your experience working with the working with the topmost people in advertising like Prasoon Ji and all. So
Yeah.
I mean sometimes I look at these pictures with a lot of envy. So the thing is, it's anyone's dream to work with this. So any
True.
of
Yeah.
those experiences that you would like to recall
I
as
think
an
the entire experience, entire journey, there is no one particular thing that I can pick and say ki this was because to be working with those great personalities, where think tanks, and especially Prasoon is an industry in himself, and it is so comfortable to work with him, and because he is very rooted and he understands the pulse of the nation, um, and can translate it creatively. We won't even think of ki, "Arey, it could have been this simple and this striking." So, and he's very friendly, very approachable, the qualities of a true leader, I would say. Always ready to help you. And
talking about that, you have been into films, Marathi, Hindi. A few films with VK Prakash.
yeah,
How was that? I mean, it's not like transformation and not going back. You have been doing this along with your work. How was that experience about working with film?
even though they are part of the same stream, creatively, but the purpose of an ad is completely different from what a cinema is looking for. You are forced to watch an ad, so you have to be so good that it doesn't look like it's forced, because you are sitting in your living room, and suddenly you are watching a movie or a sports or whatever, and suddenly an ad comes. So that piece of advertising has to be equally interesting and entertaining. Only then you will connect with it, and that too in, say, 30 to 60 seconds. You have to say so many things, because based on that communication, that message, the product worth crores are going to be sold. So it's all about sales. An ad is only effective it is translated into sales. Otherwise, it's just a piece of entertainment. Writing for film, first of all, it has to run in your mind. You have to see the film in your head. You are answerable to people's hard-earned money, and if you don't entertain them after inviting them to a cinema hall, then I don't think it is justified. You are not being true to your audience and yourself.
The other day, I was talking to Mridul, who has worked in
Yeah,
hundreds
yeah,
of ads with VKP.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So I would like to hear the experience of working with him.
I have done a lot of ads with VKP from around 2004 onwards. One that we actually connected well was for Nerolac, based on Munshi. So, and that ad film was specially for Kerala. Generally, what happens is, like, you make an ad, you make a master ad for in Hindi, and then you just dub it. But this was only for Kerala and for Malayalis. So I suggested this thing to the client, and the client really loved it, because they researched and they said, yeah, yeah, it's an interesting way. Because I, being a Malayali, and I only wrote the script and I was handling the account. Uh, So we approached VK Prakash. It was a great experience working with VKP because he is very serious in his work, but he is fun working with. There are two different things. Need to know where to draw the line. As a person on the sets, he is like full of energy and very good sense of humor. But the moment you say action, he is a transformed person, and he knows how to get the best out of people.
Talking about that, I think we should touch upon Prana.
Prana is another multilingual film, and an experimental film. Is only one actor film. So Nitya Menon was a lead and the only star. So I did dialogues and the original song for Prana. It was made in four languages: Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, and Hindi. So I wrote the Hindi dialogues and the original score, another song for it, and I think VKP just called me one day and said, Anil, can you just, I'm in Bombay, can you just come down to a studio? Yeah, we are planning to, do a song for Prana. I said, okay, fine, come. So I just went to his studio, and Rasul Pukutti is also part of this film, so he was also there. And Anil, ഒരു പാട്ട് എഴുതണം. So we had our music director is a young guy, Arun Vijay. So he said, so he has a tune, so can you just write something? Because he is also very fast when it comes to directing and doing work, and so he doesn't waste time. The moment um, he is on the sets, his work starts. So he is not lazing around and fapping and or nothing. He is like he finishes his work with really great speed, because it was based on childhood. I could gather all my childhood memories and just beautifully placed in a stanza, and it turned out to be a very, very good song.
Talking about that, the spontaneity, and yeah, of course, it comes from your experience and the childhood memories and stuff like that. Have you ever faced a creative block sometime, and if so, how did you overcome that?
If I am getting a creative block while writing, if I just go and start cooking, or if I think that no, let me leave this track and now take a painting track, okay, or the best part is like just letting your mind think, just letting your mind wander. So mind is one place where there are no limitations. You can choose to think anything you want to in your mind. So you can let it wander and wander and pick any things, and there is you are not answerable to anybody. You don't need to give any explanations. So when you let your mind jog, you automatically, while on the way to your while you are just jogging, you might just end up breaking that block and come back.
And what I think what comes quite freely is the play of words.
Crafting those lines for over the years, I have this tendency to write lines that are that give a nice twist at the end. You can say certain things in a very straightforward manner, that will just be there, but if you add some twist, something that is like that is not normal, people read and smile. That smile is that uh, that we look forward to. If I don't write something, even if I write a small line, I feel I'm incomplete for that particular day.
Noticed the other day, while talking to to your child's principal, also, you had a poem.
Yeah, and it was a very interesting thing that Sanskrit is still a very tough subject, and I'm I feel very hurt that Sanskrit is not widely taught in India the way it should be. Like
Yes.
the Doha that I recited that day had something to do with how to lead your life.
Would you mind reciting that? If you
Yeah,
don't mind.
sure. It says. उद्यमे न हि सिद्ध्यन्ते कार्याणि न मनोरथे न हि सुप्तस्य सिंहस्य प्रविशन्ते मुखे मृगा. So just by thinking or just keeping things in your mind, things won't work out. Even a deer doesn't walk into a sleeping lion's mouth. That is roughly translated.
We cannot even say, transformation or print is not dead. Print is still there. Radio is there. TVCs are there. Now digital. How did you prepare yourself for these changes in the advertising?
For me, the biggest thing, or for anybody for that matter in advertising, the biggest thing is the idea. And from that idea, you think of the mediums, how to place this in a radio spot, how to make a TVC out of this idea, how to make print out of this idea, and how to go digital with this idea. So okay, I often wonder, maybe the same question somebody would have asked decades ago when first time the television would have come. They would have said, "Ki, till now you are doing print ads. Now that the television is here, how are you going to adapt to this new thing?" The base remains the same, and when once you understand the technical beauties of digital, then it becomes easy to accommodate. But there is one more thing that because of digital, I even observed this, that people are watching outdoor hoarding television and listening to even radio through digital. So that is a very interesting thing. So sometimes you don't have to even you might not have seen a particular hoarding while traveling, but you would see that on your smartphone. So it is a new medium to explore, and but I think everything will coexist the way they have been coexisting for so many years. Because like few years back, we thought that the cinema was completely dead because of VCR and VCP and all, because people suddenly enjoyed watching
At home.
things sitting at home. But like uh, cinema has a different experience, as in it has to be larger than life experience. You have to be watching it sitting with 200 300 people together, and the applaud, the expression, and the space around you, and yeah, it's different. So there are certain things that will stay for ever because of the kind of experience they give.
It's a creative space, and it's not necessary that one has to be a postgraduate or even graduate to
True. Yeah.
perform in
Yeah.
this, because there are many whom even I know, whom I don't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
name here, but then
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
who have excellent creative, and they are like creative leads or
Yes.
creative
Yes.
heads
Yeah.
in
Yeah. Yeah.
different organizations I know.
Right. 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 Right.
So
Right.
because it would have been difficult for them to prove initially, but then they got an opportunity and they
Yeah. Yes. 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 I completely agree. And I have met a lot of people like that, and I have given opportunity to many of them, because when you are not qualified, then you know that you are passionate. So then you don't need any qualification or anything, because somebody just walks into an agency and says that I want to be in this field. That person would have done enough research about this industry, and he would be knowing his strength for sure. When I started in advertising, from the very beginning, I could see my state, Kerala, actually is full of so many creative people who that time did have any direction about um, how to use and where to use creativity, because I have many cousins, many friends who I would say, wow man, you are so creative, but there were no art schools, or the people didn't know about, you know, how this can be used for advertising, because they were doing, even today they are doing some are doing teaching and some are doing some other stuff, but there are creative people. The reason why I'm saying is that whenever I used to go to Kerala during you know vacations, I used to see those nameplates outside the door, outside the shops. Every name board looked like a piece of art. Everything, So I used to wonder, man, how these people, how are these people wasting their creativity? Well, they won't be knowing that there's a future, or there's a career outside uh, where they could use this thing. So
You are not, you don't look for monetary or materialistic benefits basically. But then if you are given plenty of money, uh, what would you do in the next day?
I want to make sure that the plenty is as plenty as I want it to be, and I'll make sure that that plenty remains plenty and more. So that
Imagine
is
that
one
it's
thing. So
it's
yeah, I'm saying,
doubling
yeah,
every other day.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So ideally, because I have lots of money and my family is, is also secure, I would want to have a farmhouse in Kerala, definitely near a hill and next to a stream. And next to the farmhouse, I would want to have uh, a small restaurant which has a mini bar, but that is a makeshift office as well, where, because you know I would love to come up with creative solutions for my clients, because I just love the whole process of creative thinking and idea generation. So whatever it is, say, be it a farmhouse, or I'm doing agriculture, or I'm going and catching fish and frying it for my lunch, or whatever it is. So all these things are there, but add to this, I will continue to think and give solutions and write stories, poem, uh, of course, shoot, make films, feature films that I love to. And there are some really great stories lying within, which needs to be needs to come out and to be expressed, because yeah, so all those things, yeah. But I hope your words come true and I have plenty and plenty of money. That is one thing that so peacefully I can enjoy my life, while I'm doing everything else.
Most definitely. Provided you have a good Wi-Fi and space for me also there.
Arey God. See, I cannot be living in the farmhouse and restaurant, all those places alone. No, I do it with friends. Yeah, every time, I have make a plan. I involve all my friends together. Otherwise, life is not worth living. I think friendship is something that you have to be really blessed to have. Especially, I feel really proud because I have friends who are from my class, the school days. So it's been like 30-35 years, and they are, because that foundation of friendship, it was not based on any need or any any requirement or any promises. We just connected because we had different qualities. So whatever 15-20 friends we have, everybody is different in their own right, and they are um, like books you select from your library and not from your syllabus, because that is something you have chosen, because there is a certain bonding.
And let your movie win Oscar. Let your dreams
Ah,
come
thank you.
true. Let there be a that farmhouse near the hill and the stream, and
Yeah.
it looks so poetic. I think we will end this with a poem of yours.
चांद भी क्या खूब है, चांद भी क्या खूब है, न सर पर घूंघट, न चेहरे पे बुरखा। कभी करवा चौथ का हो गया, तो कभी ईद का। जमीन पर होता तो टूटकर विवादों में होता, अदालत की सुनवाइयों में होता, अखबार की सुर्खियों में होता। शुक्र है आसमान में बादलों की गोद में है, इसीलिए जमीन में कविताओं और गजलों में महफूज है।